everybody, welcome to NSDN live stream here at the Soboba Casino in Jacinto, California. Sunday afternoon, Marcus Norris coming up for a test pass in the Pat Norris Racing Hammer Down Worldwide Insurance Services Top Fueler. Marcus went a 2:37, his best pass of the weekend earlier today. 2:37 at 153 miles an hour. We're going to walk across the track here. I would stay on the other side, but you have to look into the sun, then it'll be a little harder to see the car. So we are in the middle of the second round of Pro Bracket Eliminations. We just finished up top eliminator a few minutes ago. Billy Morris took the win. Paul Graham went red. Billy went 299 for the win. Here we go. The Norris team, top fuel. Sandbag right here, live on NSDN. Todd Kitty is here. Team unfortunately had a problem right at the hit. Hard time getting her shut off down there. Finally just turned off, so tough break for the Norris team. They've made some really good laps this weekend. They made 3 hits between Friday and Saturday and went 245 to 247. And then, oh actually there it is, broke a blower belt. Dad's got the blower belt in his hand right there. So not too big of a deal right there if it's just a blower belt. The gentleman in the black shirt over there, you can see him. That's Pat Norris, car owner, Marcus's dad. Broken blower belt. Fortunate for the Norris team, but actually probably a good thing. You know, if they the next race they go to, they would have lost a precious qualifying run with the broken belt. So slap a new belt on her and go racing next. So great weekend for the Norris team. They basically came out here to test this weekend at Soboba, get ready for subsequent races here. They wanted to get a lot of data, and they pretty much did what they came to do. Like I said, they made 3 passes between 245 and 247, and then went a 237 earlier today. 237 and a $1.53, so. They're gonna tow them off here in just a second. So we're getting ready for round, I believe we're in round 2 of Pro 2. 375 to 425. Dial in class, excuse me there. Yeah, we ran the top eliminator final a few minutes ago. I already mentioned it, but if you guys weren't joined in at that time, go to the NSDN Facebook page, and top eliminator final is Billy Morris and Paul Graham. Paul, he went in, he got a little antsy, turned on the red light, and Billy Morris took the win. He went 299 on the 95 index, so they had a good tune-up in it, and took the win. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Pedro Villa, who won top alcohol this weekend. Villa Express defeated Jimmy DePass in the final. Jimmy DePass was the winner in Pro Mod Unlimited. Fast forwards, Robert Skidmore, the man, went 266, the quickest run on 4 cylinders ever last night, or actually yesterday afternoon, and came back and won the class. Cool moment over there. It looks like Pat Norris is giving the blower belt to some fans over there, some young fans. Dan the man interviewing them. Very cool. Good stuff with the sandbags here. Skid for president. Yes, sir. Robert Skidmore. Yeah, that 266 yesterday was pretty amazing. You know, 102 to 60, 121 miles an hour for a 4-cylinder. That is amazing. Mike Williams Sr. coming up first here in Pro 2. He got the buy run. White Lightning. Mike went for a wild ride in the first test in June past Friday, but this thing's been hooked up the rest of the weekend. Mike goes 123 on the tree. He went 385 with a 6 on an 85 dial. Dead 6. Nice run for Mike. So he's definitely ready for the semis. We had 7 in this round for Pro 2 is what I heard. So that'll put us at 14. Or, I'm sorry. It'll be put us down to 4 cars for next round. So George Amos coming up on the far side. Black and blue checker dragster. And George is going to be against Bill Brown. Bill in the New Mexico-based altered. Win light to the right lane. George Amos went 129 on the tree, 395 for the win. He had over a 10th on the starting line. Held it to the finish. Kevin Williams far lane. Charlie Johnson near lane. Charlie 150 on the tree to a 130 for Kevin Williams, and Kevin broke out. He went 423 on a 426 dial. Mike Becker coming up on the near side, and Wes Johnson in the far lane. Les Johnson turning on the wind light. He was 006 on the tree. Mike was not too shabby himself. He was 060, but Les Johnson 429, 74 miles an hour for the win. So correct me if I'm wrong, that would be Mike Williams Sr., Charlie Johnson, George Amos, and Les Johnson coming back to next round. Down to 4 in Pro 2. Here's the water truck. We're putting water down. We definitely need water right now. Hey, there we go. John Deere. Cleaning up the track. Pro 3 is next. There's quite a few left here in second round of Pro 3. I'm sure they're in a 5-round race today. There was, I don't know, got to be over 20 in that. A lot of good cars still left in Pro 3. Thank you everybody that is checking in and watching the live stream tonight. Big thank you to all of our all the sponsors that made this trip happen. Our presenting sponsors for this weekend were Morris Family Racing and Rialto Trophy. Thank you guys. Also, Silver Racers kicked in to help out. You guys know who you are. Huge thanks to make this happen. It's the first weekend we've done some live streaming stuff. Seems to have gone over well so far. I'll show you the sun. There's a plane that just went overhead. There it is. Can't see it too good on the camera, but if you've never been here to Soboba, there's mountains all around here. Here on NSDN right now. So we're going to run Pro 2 here in just a second. Nice gentleman here that is offering to let us use a drone next race to help us out a little bit. See about that. This track is located in San Jacinto, California. San Jacinto, Hemet area. Southern California. 300-foot sand drag racing. That's what we're doing. Yes, sir. Soboba Casino. spectator turnout's been pretty steady all weekend. Looks like it's thinned out a little bit over there, but a lot of people I can see are back by the vendor area. Really cool vendor section over there. Lots of good food. Looks like they even have like a lemonade frozen ice stand deal over there. Cruise and Tees is over there selling event t-shirts. If you haven't been on there, scroll or go to the NSDN Facebook page, click on videos, go back a little ways there to yesterday morning. We took a tour around the whole property here at the Soboba Casino, and Dennis Reich and me, we took a golf cart, went to the end of the track, went down the track, went through the pits, so you can get a lay of the land of what's happening here. The casino is in that direction. You can't really see it back there. If you look straight behind where the white tent is, there's a kind of a weird nut thing. They've got like an amphitheater deal where they have concerts and whatnot. And on the other side of that is the casino. Where we come into the track here, where the paved parking lot ends for the casino, a lot of the spectators and whatnot park on the pavement out there, and then once you come off into the dirt, you're in the racetrack area. You walk over, the spectator area is right there, and then there's pits off this way, and some guys parked against the fence there, and then there's lots of pit parking down at the end of the track. So we are in round 2 of Pro 3. 4:26 and slower is the time break for this class, car class. Justin Adamson. Looks like Justin's got the bye. Justin went 4:34 at 73 miles an hour. This should be a good match. It's Chris Adamson over on the far side in the boundary, and Chris Wells in the red V8 buggy. Goes to Chris Adamson. He had an 080 light to Chris's 120, and he went 4:27 for the win. Next up, Jim Lahr in the near lane, and Dennis Reich over in the far lane. Dennis brought out his dune cruiser this weekend. That is a serious dune machine over there. Long travel suspension, twin turbo, small block. For Jim Lahr. Dennis went red. Jim left before the tree was activated, or the left before yellow, so I don't know. Apparently Jim got the win. Steve Wynn up next in the far lane, and Brandon Montgomery here in the near lane. number. He sounded like it stumbled when he brought it up on the brake. Next pair, Charlie Johnson in the Mopar Jeep. With the hanging loose Jeep. The Huff family ride. Donna's son behind the wheel today. Hanging loose. There's Charlie. Red for the Huff Jeep, and Charlie went 466 for the win. He was 090 on the tree. Kevin Williams on the far side. MCC Pipeline blue Jeep here on the near side. Not sure the gentleman's name driving it. This thing's been pretty impressive. This little CJ5 usually hikes the front end up a little bit. Kevin Williams takes the win. Kevin went 433. He had the little Jeep over here. He drove the wheels off of it, went 469. I saw him run like a 59 last round, so he fell off a little bit. Check out the tracks. He was right over on the center. That's not a place you want to be, especially with a short wheelbase Jeep. Put on a good show though. For the tractors. So we're going to come back with Motorcycle Pro 1, I believe will be next. Glad to have everybody on here on the NSDN live stream tonight. As we wrap up the 2016 SCSDA season opener right here at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California. Looking over in the Pro 1 lanes, that's going to be quite a battle down to the end. It looks like the first pair, there's 4 cars over there, so it should be down to the semis. It'll be Steve Jackson out of New Mexico against Brady Menzenberg from Washington. And then Craig Durning against Keith Ahart. That's going to be quite a battle there in Pro 1. Motorcycle Pro 1, wow. It looks like it's going to be Mike Brock and Mark Ratliff out first. That'll be a really good matchup. So if you haven't checked it out, go to NSDN Facebook page. We've got the videos from the heads up classes earlier today. Pedro Villa won top alcohol in the Villa Express Dragster. It was him and Jimmy DePass in the final, and Pedro went 267 for the win. Billy Morris won the top eliminator class. They ran the final here just before I turned the live feed on, so about a half hour ago. Billy got the win over Paul Graham. Pro Mod winner was Jimmy DePass, and Fast Four's A Fuel class was Robert Skidmore. Skidmore with his 266 run. Unfortunately, they weren't able to back it up this weekend. He went 285 last night, trying to back it up, and he went 281 today in the final round. So we're looking forward to seeing Robert and the whole team out of Phoenix come back here to Soboba and elsewhere to try to finally lower that record a little bit more. But it was way cool to see the second ever run in the 260s for a turbocharged 4-cylinder dragster this weekend. Oregon, that's what I thought, Dave. Yeah, I said Washington, but I knew better. Yeah, Brady Menzenberg's from North Bend, Oregon. in the Pro 1 class there. I think we got a lot of people in here tonight. 67. That's the most I've seen so far. Yep, 266 VW power. Yeah, we had some really cool segments on the live feed yesterday. If you get a chance, go to the Saturday 4 video. Go to NSDN Facebook page, go to the videos, find it Saturday 4. Fast forward to about 30 minutes in, we had a parade before the Pro Gambler class. That was really cool last night. All the cars went down the track in front of the spectators. And then also in that Saturday 4 video, if you go to around 55 minutes into it, we took a tour through the staging lanes called Top Eliminator, Top Alcohol, Fast Forwards. All the heads-up guys were in the lanes. We did some interviews. We checked out the cars. It was pretty cool. I really appreciate all the racers. Really good to talk to. They presented themselves well. It was really a good deal. Getting ready, Motorcycle Pro 1. It's going to be Mike Brock and Mark Ratliff. Second pair out looks like it's going to be Heather Taylor and Brad Olson. That'll be a good matchup too. Heather's been running really well this weekend. I saw her click off a 398 this morning, and I believe I saw a 400 also. Anybody wants to head west, a really good race. There's going to be added purse money for the race here in Soboba, September 30th through October 2nd. They're putting, I'm not sure what the totals are going to be. It's not all finalized yet, but September 30th through October 2nd, all the pro bracket classes as well as the heads-up classes will have added payout. There's also going to be a top fuel showdown. There should be there's a few cars that are going to be coming back out. Should be 4 or 5, maybe 6 cars for top fuel, and the rest of the classes should be really strong also. So that'll be September 30th through October 2nd at the Soboba Casino right here in San Jacinto, California. Now Mark's got Garrett raking the starting line now. Let's see what we got going here. Well, it's going to be Mark Ratliff in the far lane and Mike Brock over there in the near lane. side to Mike Brock. He went 360 with a 9, 88 miles an hour. Mark Ratliff was 005 red over on the other side. So Mike Brock going around 3, Motorcycle Pro 1. Up next is going to be Heather Taylor on the far side. We have Brad Olson over here in the near lane on the furry lane. Looked like something happened to Heather there. I don't know if it would have mattered. Brad went 033 on the tree. He got a little sideways. He went hard to the right down track, but Brad Olson 422 for the win. These two, I'm not exactly sure who they are riding. They've been kind of switching around. Lane took the win, 018 light, 422 at 66 miles an hour. So we got the tractors coming out again, and then we'll go to Motorcycle Pro 2. Check that out. So Mark Ratliff and Mike Brock just ran in MP1, and now they're going to be first out in Motorcycle Pro 2. That looks like it's going to be Randy Mings against Garrett Ratliff. Looks like the wind's blowing across the track again from the side we're on across towards the spectator side. Usually about this time every day, the wind picks up for, I don't know, a couple hours, and then about 6 o'clock, the wind goes absolutely dead calm. Really bizarre. Yeah, that would be scary. Get my dad on Facebook. Yeah, he said he watched some of them last night, or I don't know, something like that. He looked back at some of the ones from before. But yeah, guys, if you want to go back and see some of the cool stuff this weekend, they're all on NSDN Facebook page. Like I said, the Saturday 4 one had some of the coolest stuff in it. Find Saturday 4 on there. About 30 minutes in, we did the parade for the Pro Gambler class. You got a chance to look at all the cars up close and personal. They did a parade in front of the crowd, pretty good spectator crowd last night. And then before first round, and then about 55 minutes into that Saturday 4 video, I went through the staging lanes and we talked to a lot of the racers in the heads up top eliminator, top alcohol, fast forward classes. So if you want to check that out, I'm gonna try to chop that up, post it sometime this week. If you want to look at it sometime soon, check it out. Here we go, Motorcycle Pro 2. Mark Ratliff near lane and Mike Brock far lane. Mike Brock takes the win, 546. He was 072 to Mark's 110 on the starting line. So he had 4 on the tree and took the win. So Mike Brock's moving on to round 3. Actually, this is the semi. Last pair right here. Randy Means and Garrett Ratliff. Randy Minks takes the win. He had an 085 like to a 164 for Garrett. He was holding 8 on the starting line and didn't give it up at the other end. He went 575 at 50 miles an hour. So it should be Mike Brock and Randy Minks in the final of Motorcycle Pro 2. We got the pro tractor class going down the track. These guys have been hot lapping them all weekend. Like the Pro 1 guys are strapping in. So Pro 1 should be up next. You guys are just tuning in. We completed the heads up classes earlier. Top alcohol, Pedro Villa took the win in the Villa Express Dragster. He got the win over Jimmy to pass in the final. Jimmy got out of shape and he got up against the K-rail over here. He scuffed it up pretty good. Probably did a little damage to the headers, but the car stayed upright. It was all good. You can kind of see down there a little bit of dirty mark from where he got up against it with the tires. But yeah, it was quite a ride for the DePass team. But Pedro got the win in top alcohol. Billy Morris got the win in top eliminator. He went 299 in the final. Paul Graham red lighted in the excavator buggy. But Paul had a great weekend. He qualified well, put down some good numbers. Fast forwards was Robert Skidmore. We talked about him a little while ago. Took the win back to Phoenix with him and ran the quickest run in 4-cylinder history. Turbocharged 4-cylinder. He told us last night in the interview he is on 15% nitro, 45 pounds of boost, went 266 at $121. Oh yeah, Matt knows about those K-rails. That's for sure. Hey, the man himself just joined in on the live feed, Mr. Robert Skidmore. Must be on their way home watching the race. Pro Mod, it came down to Jimmy DePass and Derek Balkunas. I believe Jimmy was declared the winner. Unfortunately, Derek in the Larry Minor Motorsports Jeep, they broke on their first round buy run today. Really had the car running good this weekend. Both the Jeeps, the screw blown Hemi Jeeps of DePass and Derek, the Larry Minor Motorsports Jeep, they both ran really good this weekend. Some 270s, 77, 79. A little birdie told me that Derek and the whole Larry Minor Motorsports team are planning on going to Avenal next month. That'll be our next NSDN daily race coverage. Will be from Avenal Sand Drags in Avenal, California. The Avenal Spring Nationals. It's April 23rd, 24th, I believe. Somewhere in that ballpark. Yep, Matt definitely knows about those K-Rails. They'll jump out and get you. This track is pretty wide here. This is, I believe somebody said it's around 45 feet in lane width. Somewhere in that ballpark. That's what they set them at this time around. They got a real cool metal fence in front of the grandstand area there. Looks pretty professional. They got the orange barriers and that. Really a nice setup for the spectator area. Here's the water truck that T wants to drive. Terrell wants to come to California and drive the water truck and ride an ATV. Sure to click the subscribe button on the screen. I keep forgetting to say that when I go live. Make sure to click the subscribe button, and you can go and it'll give you notifications on Facebook every time we go live at an event. Ooh, I do see back there that the Pat Norris Racing Marcus Norris Top Fuel dragster is in the lane to make another test hit. So we'll get to see some nitro here in a little bit. Up first, it's going to be Pro 1 semifinals, 374 and faster dial-in bracket class. It's going to be Steve Jackson out of Farmington, New Mexico in the Voodoo Heathen dragster over on the far side. Up against Brady Menzenberg out of North Bend, Oregon. 399 cubic inch small block Chevy. Carburetor and no nitrous. This thing absolutely screams. rated 015 red. Steve Jackson's going to the final. 372 at 85 miles an hour. So the Voodoo Heathen will have to face off with one of these two. Two of the toughest customers in the business. Craig Durning over in the far lane. Eugene the Jeep. Up against Keith Ahar, second urge out of Phoenix, Arizona. Keith and his wife Carolyn, they've traveled all over the country racing. They've won all over the country. Craig Durning, Keith Ahar. Goes to Craig Durning. Keith had the little stage foul. He had that happen to him earlier today. Something weird going on with his trans brake button. And 371 is the number for Craig Durning. So final round in Pro 1 will be Craig Durning versus Steve Jackson. Yeah, tough break for Keith there. Yeah, he had that happen to him earlier today. He wasn't sure if there was something wrong with his button or he just had a brain fart or what was going on, but second time it's happened to him today, so something must be not correct there. Something's not happy. Looks like we got a Jeep with a passenger gonna make a pass. Not sure what we have going here. It's Jim Lars' ride, the orange engine Jeep. Jeep goes 441 at 71 miles an hour. So once again, those of you on the live feed, we're here at the Soboba Casino for the Southern California Sand Drag Association season opener. We're going to clean the track up here, and that should take us over to the Pro 2 semifinals. Bear with me for a second, guys. I'm trying to juice the phone up a little bit just to make sure we don't go low again. Okay, we're charging. So big thank you to everybody that is out there, as well as our presenting sponsors of this weekend's coverage on NSDN. Morris Family Racing, who they actually won top eliminator this weekend. Billy Morris and the driver of the car, Rick and Shelly Morris, the car owners, great people, been big supporters of NSDN since the beginning. Also, Rialto Trophy was the other presenting sponsor this weekend. Todd and Tricia Kinney. Todd's probably watching right now. Thanks to you guys. Yes, sir. I actually broke down and bought a selfie stick. There's quite a story behind it, and yeah, I tried to do this on Friday without one, and it was pretty ugly. So. If you're just joining us, oh yeah, if you're just joining us, the heads-up classes all finished earlier. I do see Marcus Norris is in the lanes with the top fuel car, so he's going to make another test hit. Those guys have been making passes all weekend, collecting data. They're gearing up for that big race here, September 30th through October 2nd. Top fuel showdown deal that's going to happen right here at Soboba. So they're out here making laps, getting data. I guess they're going to test at Dome Valley in a couple weeks as well, and then they'll be ready for the fall season. The heads-up class is finished earlier. Pedro Villa was the winner in top alcohol. Billy Morris won top eliminator. Robert Skidmore won the Fast Fours A field class. And Jimmy DePass was the Pro Mod Unlimited winner. When did JW sneak on here? Joey, did you leave early? Drowning his tears right now, drowning his sorrows for the early exit today, but Joey did a great job and won the Motorcycle Sport 1 class yesterday. Fred Russo, the Sidewinder Jeep teammate of the Influence, he won Sportsman 1 yesterday. He did a great job, another of the winners from the sport categories. Kenny Hayes out of Phoenix. Kenny, he won the Big Pro Gambler shootout last night. There were 29 cars in it. He pocketed $1,450. So here we go. Pro 2 semifinals is going to be Mike Williams Sr. over here on the near side and George Amos in the far lane. Mike Williams Sr. is going to the finals. 384 at 85 miles an hour. George Amos was 005 red. Left a little too early. So Mike Williams Sr. is going to the final, and he will face one of the Johnson brothers, Wes Johnson. Wes on the far side, Charlie Johnson here in the near lane. Who's going to stage first in the brotherly battle? These two usually have a pretty good staging war whenever they race each other. Johnson got the win. Charlie left first, 039 to 049. But Wes got the win. I'm not sure what the dials were there. I heard Charlie on the panic button right down by the finish line trying to catch up. But the win light goes to Wes Johnson. This is Pro 3 quarterfinals. gets the win, 443 for the win. Chris had him on the tree, 058 to 093. I'm assuming Chris broke out. Yeah, Chris only ran 38, so Justin on the brakes gets the win. Dennis Bright in the near lane, in the Dooner Jeep, still going rounds against Steve Wynn in the far lane in the Bill Meany Jeep. So we know Justin Adamson's going to be in the semis for Pro 3. Who will be the next one? Oh man, Dennis went 017 red. He did a great job this weekend foot braking that turbocharged Jeep bracket racing. Knew he was at a disadvantage, still went 3 rounds. Steve Wynn went 456 to advance on. Next up, it's going to be Kevin Williams on the far side, your Friday Night Pro Gambler winner. Against Charlie Johnson. We just saw him run against his brother Wes a few minutes ago. In the Mopar powered Jeep. Turning the bottle on right now. Gotta have this panic button ready. Charlie Johnson just took too big of a pinch there on the starting line, drove it in too deep, went 025 red. So Kevin Williams is going to the semis, 423 at 77 miles an hour. Justin Adamson, Steve Wynn, and Kevin Williams will be back. Pro 2 final, looks like it's going to be Wes Johnson and Mike Williams Sr. And the Pro 1 final, Steve Jackson versus Craig Durney. So we're getting right down to it. Wrapping up the first race here back at the Soboba Casino, San Jacinto, California. The next race here at Soboba is the weekend of May 20, 21. Somewhere in that ballpark. And then September 30th through October 2nd is going to be the big go here in at Soboba. See the fine folks, Motorsports Safety Solutions. See the truck there? They bring a whole professional safety crew out here to the races. Dave, Lionel, and the whole crew, they do a fantastic job keeping things safe out here. I've never seen a safety crew like them in Sand Jags. They come out with just an absolute top-notch. There's their camp down at the finish line. Dave's hooking onto it right now. But those guys are awesome. We've seen them on site of some pretty bad incidents in the past, and you know, everybody, you talk to any of the fuel alcohol guys and they just feel so much safer when Dave and his staff are here. They go to they don't only do sand drags. They do off-road races. I believe they do like the Mint 400, stuff like that, and they do some stuff around Vegas. They're based out of Las Vegas. So we're cleaning the track. We should be up to Motorcycle Pro 1, which I believe they're down to 3. And then there'll be a final for may be running the field car here. Safety crew moving into place. Okay guys, now never mind. So the Pat Norris Racing team getting ready to bring the top field car out. They've been doing a lot of testing this weekend. I believe this is their, it's got to be at least their 6th attempt of the weekend. They made 5 or 4 good passes. Best with a 237 this morning. Last pass they broke the blower belt at the hit. Actually that was 1 hour ago because I started the live feed just as they were coming up to run. So they're gonna come back and make one more pass here. These cars are very similar to the cars you see in the NHRA Top Fuel Racing. A lot of these cars are ex-NHRA Top Fuel cars. This car was purchased from Don Schumacher Racing a few years back. Marcus and crew debuted it, I believe, I don't know, it's been a couple years now, but they've done really well with it. And they came out to do some testing this week, and they wanted to get ready for the Top Fuel Showdown here at Soboba, September 30th through October 2nd. We are at 1 hour and 6 minutes right now. Actually, what I'm going to do after this run, I'm going to turn it off for a second and refresh it. So everybody go back on the NSDN Facebook and jump back in. I need to have the file smaller so it'll save to my phone so I can chop it up to post the finals. So after this run, I'm going to click it off for a second and turn it right back on. So it'll be on, you'll have to go back to NSDN on Facebook and find Sunday, whatever this will be, if it's 3 or 4. Here we go. 2:38 at 154 miles an hour. So a nice run for Marcus there. 2:38 at 154. They went 37 this morning, so 37:38. Good way to wrap up the weekend for the Pat Norris racing team. Marcus Norris driving the hot rod. The crew, they have a great crew there that works on the car. See Dennis Reich over there. Helps them out a lot, works with them. And there goes the crew heading down to pick him up. So yeah, he actually made 3 passes earlier in the weekend where he was between a 2:45 and a 2:47, and then he went to 37 and a 38 today. Well, these guys are getting it dialed in pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna click this off right now. Jump back onto NSDN's Facebook page. I'm gonna reset it and then jump back in, and we'll finish off the rest of the event here.